Hello, and thank you for joining the Champion Within podcast, your premier go-to spot for unlocking your winning mindset. Whether you're an athlete looking to elevate your game to the next level, a coach leading the charge, an enthusiastic parent cheering from the sidelines, or an educator molding young minds, the Champion Within podcast episodes are packed with value, sharing the tools and strategies to unlock your potential and rise to new heights. Hosted by mentor, coach, and mindset leader Kate McCauley. Let's sit back and enjoy today's episode while discovering your champion within. And now, here's Kate.
Welcome back into season 6. Today, I want to dive into something that we all face, pressure moments. Pressure is going to show up for you everywhere. Before a big game, presentation at work or school, if you have to take an exam, or just making a tough decision as a parent. Here's the thing. Pressure doesn't care who you are, but how you respond, that can change everything for you. And today I want to share a story, a tool, and I want to challenge you so that you can not just survive these pressure moments, but actually thrive in them and level up. One of my favorite memories when working with a team was during the playoffs, a basketball team. The gym's packed, energy was electric. You could actually feel the pressure the second you walked in. There was a player on the team who was usually calm, confident, steady, but that night I could just see in his body language, his hands were shaking, eyes were wide. You could tell he was breathing shallow. He just wasn't nervous. He was drowning in this pressure. I don't even think he was fully aware of how crazy it was. This player was pulled aside during warm-ups. The coach used the mindset tools that we had shared. He closed his eyes, put both of his feet flat on the ground, sitting on the chairs, the bench, and just started taking inhales. Later, I found out he took 3 inhales, long inhale, big exhale. Then the coach said to him, "Keep your eyes closed, and I just want you to visualize taking the first shot, where you'd be on the court, how you would feel. I want you to literally picture yourself taking that shot. Feel the ball leaving your hands. See it swooshing through the net." I wasn't on the bench next to him, but I was told that within a minute, he was back. First possession, he nailed a shot. And it's so crazy when this happens for people because they say, "I saw that happening before it happened." And other people who don't practice mindset and do this visualization type of technique or breathing exercises, they're like, okay, they don't really get it. What you do need to know is the pressure didn't disappear. It's just he learned and used tools to handle it in that moment. That's the difference. It's not like the pressure was gone. He most definitely was still feeling that pressure. The gym was packed. I could feel the pressure up in the bleachers. I wasn't even stepping on the court to play or be the mindset person in that moment. It was from a previous workshop. Anyway, pressure is always going to show up. The question is, are you going to let that pressure crush you? Or are you going to train your mind so that you can rise up and navigate through it? I want you to think about your own life right now. Think of something that has happened for you recently or something that's popping into your mind. Maybe it was that big test or walking into an interview, stepping onto the field or court. Maybe it was having a tough conversation with someone you love or your kid. Of course, you love your kid, but I'm talking about a love type of relationship or, with your kid. We all face pressure, right? And if you're alive right now, it's not going away. Life is going to life. I've said this so many times. I think my teenagers roll their eyes like, yeah, we get it. Life is going to life, right? But it's true. And most people don't realize that pressure is not the enemy. Pressure is actually proof in that moment that this matters to you. This is important. It means you care about this. This is a good thing when we can flip our script to think, why am I feeling this way? Oh, it's because I really care about this situation. Hey coach, does any of this sound familiar? Your athletes are talented, but they lose focus when the pressure's on. Confidence swings up and down from game to game. Some play tight and second guess themselves. They struggle to reset after mistakes. Think about it. How many games or competitions have you lost, not because the other team was better, but because your athletes got in their own heads? Every coach has seen it. The missed free throw, the strikeout, the dropped pass, not from lack of skill, but from lack of mindset. That's why I created the Champion Within programs, to bring tools that will help unlock peak performance for your athletes. It's also why I lead team workshops on visualization, breath work, and mental skills training to take these conversations off the podcast and bring it to your team. I do this in person and virtually. Imagine your athletes learning how to bounce back faster, handle pressure with confidence, and step into the game mentally sharp and ready. That's the difference mindset training makes. If you're ready to give your team that edge, let's talk. Go down to the show notes after the show and set up a call to see how I can help your athletes win from the inside out. Here's a mistake. So many people make this mistake. They start thinking that they have to eliminate or get rid of the nerves. No. You need to learn how to use them and navigate through. I want to teach you a tool. I call this the pressure reset. First, what you do is breathe. Simple, right? But this is powerful. You need to take a long inhale through your nose and a slow exhale out through your mouth. Practice it right now. I tell people to double it. So if you take 1, 2 in through your nose, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 out on the exhale. If you want to take 1, 2, 3, 4 in through your nose, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out through your mouth on that exhale. This is going to calm your nervous system so your body stops freaking out. And it's great because nobody knows that you're doing this necessarily unless you stop and make it a big, huge moment, which, hey, if you want to do that, you do you. But you can literally inhale and exhale without making it a major stop in everyday life, right? Next, you need to visualize, just like that basketball kid did. You need to picture yourself succeeding. See the presentation going well. Hear the swoosh of the shot. Feel yourself shaking hands with someone after you just crushed the interview. Your brain doesn't fully know the difference between what you're imagining as this imagined success and real success. So give it the mental reps before you step into that real situation. The next thing is you need to anchor. Use a physical reset cue. I teach teams how to do this. I call it the competitive reset. I had a volleyball coach send me a message last fall. They had done the reset the day before with me. We went through the whole thing. They practiced it. Then we did a visualization at the end, seeing themselves use the reset tool. And they used it in the game. And she's like, this was a total game changer. They were completely different. This physical reset cue, it helps athletes, people in general. You don't have to be an athlete. I was just thinking of that example when I said, let's anchor in. But it helps you tap in. Maybe they tap their chest, snap their fingers, squeeze their fist, flip their ponytail. There's so many different physical cue resets that you can do, but it really does need to be unique for you. I go through a whole journal prompt series with my athletes and business people to help them have this physical reset. It's funny. Some of them go all in and some of them keep it real simple. It's really unique for each one. If you're touching your necklace, pressing your thumb and finger together, it's something small that says to your brain, I'm ready. This reset takes less than 30 seconds, but it does shift you from panic to power over how you are showing up. I've seen this work everywhere. Volleyball players, like I just mentioned, serving in that game, right? They had to reset, calm nerves, and deliver the best serve possible. A business leader that I coach one-to-one used it before a speaking engagement. She had 500 people in the audience. It was her first speaking engagement. Way to go all in, by the way. Let me just put that out there. 500? First time? Anyway, she nailed it by resetting physically. My own son has used this in school before tests when he's nervous. And he told me, Mom, I did the breathing thing and I tapped on my desk. It worked. The point? Pressure doesn't care who you are. Remember that? But the reset, it will work for anyone willing to try it. You just need to make it uniquely yours. Here's the challenge for this week. Pick one upcoming moment Doesn't matter if it's going to be big or small, but something that you know will cause some pressure. Maybe it's at work, school, your personal life. When that moment hits, use the pressure reset. Breathe, inhaling and exhaling, visualize, anchor in. Then I want you to pay attention to how it changes your response. Remember, this is quick, less than 30 seconds, probably 30 seconds max. I want you to remember that pressure isn't going anywhere, but that's a good thing. It means you're showing up in these different spaces that matter to you, things that you care about. And the goal is not to eliminate that pressure. It's to train your brain to thrive in it. All right. If this episode helped you in any way, I want you to share it with a teammate, a coworker, maybe one of your friends, your kids, somebody who would need this reminder. And let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the places. I'm everywhere. And tell me how you use this pressure reset this week. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your week ahead.
Thank you for hanging out with Kate today. And whether you're going to coach, teach, cheer from the sidelines, or hitting the field yourself, remember, mindset is everything. Don't forget to follow the show for the latest episodes, as we all need a little extra motivation, humor, and sanity in our busy lives. Now, go and unleash your champion within you, one step at a time. We're always rooting for you.